We are going straight to that. This is exclusive ED version of Rahul Gandhi's Day 1 drilling. Sources telling us Rahul appeared tutored by lawyers, avoided certain aspects of the questioning. ED was not satisfied with Rahul Gandhi's answers is what we are picking up. He would have consulted his lawyers undoubtedly, but he was not answering certain questions that were posed by the ED. Hence, he was evasive is what sources are telling India Today. This is a mega India Today exclusive. ED is not satisfied with Rahul Gandhi's answers is what we are learning from our sources within the ED. Shreya Chatterjee is with us for more details on that story. We do know that he was evasive, but what parts of the questioning did he avoid? And what did it appear that he was asked not to answer certain questions? What are you picking up, Shreya?
Well, absolutely. So, Sneha, there were certain questions about his role and the involvement of his, so far as one of the directors in Young India Private Limited is where the Enforcement Directorate found him evasive. During the course of the questioning yesterday that lasted around, 8 and 8.5 hours, he was shown certain papers as well as transactions of Young India Private Limited when they took over AJL, and Rahul Gandhi was asked questions regarding those transactions, but we believe that he wasn't very conclusive with his answers is the reason that he's been called today. To just sum up a little bit, it was in 2010 that Young India Private Limited acquired AGL along with the debt that it had. It was in 2008 that AGL ran into a debt and Congress party had given them interest-free loans. The case pertains to the alleged irregularities, alleged financial irregularities, because of which the Enforcement Directorate has filed a PMLA case. And today, Sneha, in the second round of questioning, Rahul Gandhi will again be pushed for the questions revolving around his role, his share that he holds in Young India Private Limited, 38% share he holds, and also about those evidences that Enforcement Directorate has so far as transactions are concerned of the Young India Private Limited when it acquired AGL in November 2010.
Irregularities that, Shreya, ED has been questioning Rahul Gandhi on. It questioned several Congress leaders, senior ones, including those who are not there with us anymore in the past. But give us an idea about this case. Break this down for us, and what are the financial irregularities allegedly that the ED is looking at in terms of the irregularities that Gandhis are involved in, as per the ED?
Well, Sneha, the National Herald Case pertains to the acquirement of AGL by Young India Private Limited. In 1938, Jawaharlal Nehru had established AGL, which has been publishing the National Herald newspaper. In 2008, AGL ran into losses, post which the Congress party gave them interest-free loans to the tune of over 90 crores. Now, by 2010, it had a debt mounting to around 89.93 crores, post which company named Young India Private Limited was actually made, where Rahul Gandhi was one of the board of directors, and Young India Private Limited acquired AGL for an amount of 50 lakhs. Its debt was also acquired by Young India Private Limited along with the 2,000 crore worth property in prominent locations of Delhi and Mumbai. Now, the case pertains to a criminal complaint that was filed by Subramaniam Swamy in court, alleging that there was financial irregularities, there was defrauding, and that the top dignitaries of the Congress party was benefiting via this takeover of AGL by Young India Private Limited. In this case, Sneha, earlier we've also seen leaders like Mallikarjun Kharge, who was also questioned, but Rahul Gandhi has been questioned for the first time. Yesterday, he was questioned for over 8.5 hours. The remaining time that was taken was to overlook the answers that he gave. He was evasive in the questions when it pertained to the transaction details that were shown by the Enforcement Directorate of the Young India Private Limited when it acquired AGL. That's the reason he's been called in again today. He is the board of director, and he's also one of the 38% shareholders of Young India Private Limited. The question also pertained to the fact that why did he hide in his income tax filing that he was a board of director in his tax assessment year of 2011 to 2012. So these are the round of questions that he was facing. As per ED sources, he has been evasive. explosive is the reason that he's been called again for a second round of drilling.
Take us through the questions also that Gandhi was asked yesterday. Break that down for us, please.
Questions are concerned, it pertains to the fact that why did the Congress party decide to give interest-free loans to a company that was running into loss? B, that when it was acquired by Young India Private Limited, why did Rahul Gandhi choose to be a board of director? C, why he was a shareholder? Also, to bring it to our viewers, there are certain documents that the ED has recovered which pertains to the transaction details of Young India Private Limited when it acquired AGL in the year 2010. Now, Rahul Gandhi was shown these documents.
I'm just going to come back to you for more on that. Just to continue to be with us, Munish Pandey has more details on this piece of breaking information that we have with us, and this is exclusive. The ED has said that they're not satisfied with the answers given by Rahul Gandhi. What has he been evasive about, Munish Pandey? Also, give us more details, Munish, on what were the aspects that Rahul Gandhi did not talk about, and why are sources saying that he appeared to be tutored?
Yeah, well, Sneha, yesterday in the first half when he was questioned by the Enforcement Directorate, initially he was shown some documents. These documents were pertaining to his shareholding in Young India Private Limited and also some transaction details involving Young India and AGL. Now, when these documents were shown, Rahul Gandhi was asked to sign these papers. But what ED sources have told India today, that when he was questioned regarding these transactions, regarding his shareholding, he was very cautious. He was cautious enough to use exact what words he should be using while the questioning. Now, what ED is claiming that it appears during the questioning that he was tutored by his lawyers, and that is why they were not satisfied with the answers. In the second half, again, when he was questioned regarding the assets of AGL worth more than 2,000 crore rupees, when he was questioned about these assets, he said he has no idea about any of the assets. The allegation that he had any personal benefit from Young India Private Limited or from AGL is completely baseless. He told the ED officials that the allegations of any wrongdoing are completely false and baseless. But ED says that he was evasive during the answering. He was not, it appears that he was tutored and he was not giving the full answer or truthful answer. Now, when the questioning got over around 9:15, 9:20, that was the time when ED officials told him that you have to appear tomorrow also, because the questioning is not over yet. There are some questions which are still untouched. Rahul Gandhi at that point of time, he requested the ED officials that he wants to correct some answers, and ED sources have told India today that he might have taken opinion of his lawyers when he was out for lunch yesterday for almost an hour, and after getting the opinion of the lawyers, he may have requested the ED officials to correct his answers. When the correction was taking place, then it was very minutely being done by Rahul Gandhi. There were certain words which were changed by Rahul Gandhi. There were certain paragraphs which were changed by Rahul Gandhi. So it got delayed. The ED officials requested multiple times that the delay is from your side, it is not from our side. But Rahul Gandhi said that it is very important for me to correct these answers. I apologize for the delay, but I want to correct this answer, and that is why it got so delayed that he left around 11:30 in the evening. Now, today what is going to be important, Sneha, that there are certain questions and there are certain documents which were not posed before Rahul Gandhi yesterday, and today he will be confronted with those documents. ED would like to question once again those questions which were not properly answered by Rahul Gandhi. That is according to the sources within the Enforcement Directorate. Sneha.